What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is going to be Wednesday's weekly report. Today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 different things, but they're not a lot to talk about. It's a lot of awakening of Psychic Kings have been announced, and I'm excited. This set keeps looking better and better every time we talk about it every week. And right now, two new cards were revealed: Glaceon EX and Mega Altaria EX. And also, the character last from base set will be making an appearance in this set as the last recommendation. A brand new trainer card. Another trainer card is Fairy Drop. It'll probably come sometime in these coming up weeks, so those are exciting. Last comeback from base set is something very interesting for sure. But there's Glaceon EX, second bite, 20 damage. This tag does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. It kind of reminds me of Wobbuffet. 20 plus 10, and then 20 and then 10 for each more. I guess you could buy this with Crobat and Golbat. I guess is another bat deck you could play. I guess another water deck besides Seismitoad. You could maybe put it in your Seismitoad deck, like attach a water, then maybe retreat your Toad, and use second bite of, if you fake a punch for a turn or two, then maybe that's enough to knock it out. I don't know. It's probably not going to see that much play. It's definitely cool to see the evolutions getting some love, though. It's always nice. And there's Mega Altaria EX. Oh wait, we didn't read Glaceon second attack, sorry. 70 damage during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage done to his Pokemon by evolved Pokemon. Now the cool thing about this is you can combine this with that new Jolteon. If you don't know, there's a Jolteon EX that says it can't be hurt by basic Pokemon. And then you can have Glaceon EX to say you can't be hurt by evolved Pokemon. So if you can combine these two, I think it would be a deadly combo. You can maybe play it with the Max Elixir. Now, the Jolteon does need 2 lightning and a colors, while the Glaceon needs a water and 2 colors. So you can play that, maybe Smeargle, and then we can interchange the energies if they're in the discard pile. Maybe you can play those two. Maybe there'll be a cool combo to combine. Use Glaceon for like Garchomp decks and then all the evolutions, while you use the Jolteon for non-evolved decks. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if these two can combo together somehow. And there's Mega Altaria EX, Miss Purge, 100 damage. If this Pokemon has any special energies attached to it, this attack does 30 more damage and heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. I do like that you heal 30 from each. It has 220 HP. Another Fairy Pokemon needs a Fairy colors, so a Fairy to DCE. I think I'd just rather be tackling with Mega Gardevoir, just taking one-shots besides attack with Mega Altaria. But it's cool to see Mega Altaria coming into the game. Alright, next up, if you don't know, Triple Power 10s have started to appear in stores. I heard that people were seeing them in not Toys R Us, Target, sorry. There's a Gyarados, there's a Mewtwo, and there's a Machamp. Just all reprints, but they're just promos. I am glad that they're giving out this Mewtwo and the Gyarados. I mean, Machamp really hasn't seen that much competitive play. Neither has Gyarados, but Mewtwo kind of has. It's kind of the more competitive side one. I don't have any Gyarados, so I'm glad they are releasing this. But if you need these 10s, you go get them. Each 10 features XY, Gyarados, Machamp, as well as 2 Breakpoint packs, 1 Primal Clash, and 1 Furious Fist. Alright, so there we go. Next up, we have Pokemon Go field testing to begin in Japan later this month. The official Niantic blog has announced that Pokemon Go field testing will begin later this month in Japan. This is the following news: that Niantic's Pokemon Go presentation in San Francisco was canceled this month in order to focus on development of this game. Alright, so, there's still no release dates for Pokemon Go. It's, kind of weird, but kind of hyped it a lot last year. We still haven't really seen a release date, but at least they're starting field testing it. So maybe they're done with it. Maybe they're almost done with it. I'm excited still to see Pokemon Go and see exactly what it is. Next up, we got some more cards revealed. There is a Florin, which reveals he's not actually part of XY10. He'll probably be an upcoming deck. The set name is XYG. So maybe won't be released in Ancient Origins. A lot of people are saying, Psychic Kings, sorry, Awakening the Psychic Kings, but maybe it's not actually in XY10. It's part of something else, XYG. So maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see if it actually comes out in America or not. Maybe this will be like a Japanese side set that we don't get. I don't know. But there's Shuckle, Impossible Read, like Beowulf, alright. Ammonite, 30 damage. Aerodactyl, 120. Discard special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. It still has to be, It's an amber. You have to use old amber, so that's not that great. Bronzong break, you can't read it. And Genesect EX has the ability cassette change. Cassette change. There we go. Cassette change. Once during your turn before you attack, you may switch a Pokemon tool. Attach this Pokemon with the Pokemon tool in your hand. So you can move around the tools any way you want to. I'm not sure. I guess you could swap out a Muscle Band with a Fighting Fury Belt, and that way you can increase its HP if need be. I don't. That's the only like logical thing I could think of that you might switch it between. But Rapid Blaster, 100 damage. You may discard as many Metal Energy from this Pokemon as you like. This attack does 20 more damage for each Metal Energy it discarded in this way. So obviously you can see that this card will be paired with Bronzong. If you do this 3 times, that's 160 with the Muscle Band, 180. Which you can attach as many as you want with Bronzong. You can attach 1. And it might be a playable deck. Genesect might see some new life. It's not grass anymore. It is metal. Maybe you get some. Oh man, it'd be funny to see somebody G-booster with this Genesect DX and expanded. I don't know what benefits you from being metal because you're still weak to fire, which is what Genesect grass is weak to. You're not a plasma anymore. You don't have that amazing ability. But you can switch a tool with it, so maybe you can pick up your G-Booster, switch with something else, but then you can't attack with it because you're playing grass instead of metal energies. Probably not going to be played in the Genesect EX deck. That's seen and expanded. That's definitely just me goofing around. But I think this will definitely be played in metal decks, and I always have a, Genesect has a place in my heart because I got like 500 points with Genesect Frisian 2 years ago, so I'm excited for that card. Mega Catcher, an automatic catcher like we've had about 2 or 3 years ago. Switch one of your opponent's Mega Evolution with his or her active Pokemon. So you can bring up Mega Gardevoir, Primal Kyogre. You cannot bring up Primal Gardevoir. I know I saw somebody saying that you can bring up Primal Gardevoir. No, it still can't be brought up. But there you go. So it's cool. You bring up a Manectric EX, a Mega Manectric, any of those Pokemon you can bring up off the bench onto the active spot, which is pretty neat. Automatically, it's an item card, not a supporter card. Very nice. Fossil Excavation Kit. Search your deck for 2 Old Amber Aerodactyl, Helix Fossil Omanyte, or Dome Fossil Kabuto, and put them into your hand. Just help out your fossils. Helix Fossil, Old Amber Fossil. Look at the bottom 7 of cards. You may reveal a Aerodactyl or Omanyte. You find it there and put it onto your bench. Now, I don't know. I don't think it's hard to play these fossil cards. Fossil cards I've never really seen play. Even when Archeops was hyped up, people were hyping Pyro Archeops. Like, it's the best deck. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. They're like, it's the best deck. It's going to win. And then it didn't really do anything. Pyro did stuff, but Archeops didn't do anything. So I imagine the same trend will continue with these fossil cards. Yep, sorry about that, but Fossil I don't think has ever really seen competitive play. I could be wrong, but maybe it has. Next up, we got some more cards. Let me scroll up some more. More from upcoming decks. Let me see. From battle decks that reveal their future cards. Things goes Vincent. Okay. Waking of the Psychic Kings, the Mega Audino battle deck, Zygarde Perfect battle deck will be released on March 18th. Alright, so this is a Mega Audino. Alright, so colors getting some love. It has Magical Sympathy, 110 damage. If you play the support card from your hand this turn, this deck does 50 more damage to one of your opponent's, this deck does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So 110 and 50 snipe if you play the supporter card. Usually play a supporter card every turn, but I don't see how this is really a good combo. I would rather just play like Mega Quasar if you're looking for a color stack. Unless you're playing like bats, then like I said earlier, you have another combination of bats. Maybe that's probably the best way you could play it. Do 110, 50, use the bats to snipe stuff. I don't know. It's definitely iffy though. I wouldn't play it. Probably some people are going to be like, Squeaky, you can do this, but I didn't see it at the time. Next up is Diancie EX. As long as Pokemon is your active Pokemon, any damage done to your Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 30. So the Diancie has to be an active spot. It only has 150 HP, but with the ability, kind of has like 180. It needs 180 to be knocked out straight away. But maybe combine this with the Fighting Fury Belt to give it a 190 HP. Maybe. But Miracle Stage, 60 damage. If there's a Stadium card to play, this attack does 50 more damage. Now, if they print a Diancie Spirit Link, because there is a Mega Diancie that's really, really good, that would be broke, but I don't think there's a Mega Diancie Spirit Link yet. Yeah, there's not one released. I don't know if they're Mega Diancie in the set, and if they are, their promos of Mega Diancie will become, they will skyrocket if they release a Spirit Link. Like, that is one of the best Megas in the game, but there's not a link for Diancie right now. That's what we really need. Next up is Regirock EX. Each of your fighting Pokemon does 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Great, even more fighting power. So we have strong energies, we have Fighting Stadium, we have Machamp, and now we got Regirock. I'm probably missing something else that boosts fighting HP, but you got Fighting Stadium, strong energies, which we see everywhere. If you want to be cute, you can play Machamp. And now you have Regirock for 10 more damage, and you can stack this. You can play, it doesn't say only one Regirock, you can play as many as you like. Oh my goodness, this is, like, fighting is going to be even more broke. Thanks, Pokemon. Alright, and then Bedrock Press, 100 damage during your opponent's next turn. Any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 20. So, I mean, it doesn't power up itself, excluding Regirock EX, but you're probably not attacking with Regirock. You're definitely just putting on the bench to do 10 more damage. Now, some people are saying this card's not going to be that played, blah, blah, blah. Deoxys was played for a really, really long time in Plasma, and I promise, if Deoxys said that Psychic Pokemon do 10 more damage, that would have been played in almost every deck because of Mewtwo. And right now, Garchomp, Lucario, Hawlucha, they're played a lot already, and then Regirock, to increase it, like, you can just get Karina and do 10 more damage per turn because of that, which is really broke. Carbink, Break, let's see, okay, Diamond Gift, 20 damage, attached to energies from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Is Carbink, so it's basically a stage 1, if I remember correctly. Carbink is a basic, so this is stage 1. This might be actually doable. I mean, you can get 2 energies out of your discard pile attached to one of your Pokemon, and you can start doing some great damage, and I'll go over it in a second what the combos with. So next up is Zygarde. Finally, a Zygarde. It has 3 attacks. Look how amazing this Zygarde looks. Alright, so it has 3 attacks, like I said. Earth Pulse, 20 damage. This attack does 20 more damage if there's a Stadium card in play. So plus 40, then Fighting Stadium, then Strong Energy, then Regirock, then Muscle Band. You can see how quickly this stuff can add up with Zygarde. For just one energy. Cell Storm, 60 damage, heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. Alright, so we're healing now. We're doing 60 and heal 30. And then Ground Force for 100 damage. It just needs 2 fighting and a color. So now I'm saying just needs, but you gotta remember, there's max elixirs in the game now, which can help you start attack with Zygarde very quickly. And the reason why I'm saying this is because of power memory. This is like the closest thing we've seen to an ace spec in a really long time. It's not an ace spec, but it has the attack Cell Burn, 200 damage. You discard 3 energy attached to this Pokemon, but it can only be this card Zygarde. This card is attached to. It can only use the attacks of this card. You can attach it to anybody, but it's like G Booster from Genesect. Zygarde's the only one who can use this ability, or this, I guess, the effect of this to do 200 damage. Which, I mean, combine this with Strong Energies, Regirocks, you just knock out anything in the game if you want to. And you do discard 3 energies, but like I said earlier, you do have this Carbink Break to maybe accelerate energies from your discard pile to a Zygarde. And since this is not an A spec, you can place 3 or 4 of these tools, which is amazing. And like I said, you have max elixirs to power up the first Zygarde, and then maybe the second one you can use Carbink Break to get the energies out of the discard pile, attached to a Zygarde, and you can see how great of a combo this is by itself. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Looks like fighting is getting a lot of love in this set. Gothita, 20 damage. Last recommendation, draw number of cards equal to number of basic Pokemon on your opponent's bench. Now, this is like Stevens, if I remember correctly. Stevens might be both. Bench, though. Maybe it's both or just your opponents. I can't remember Stevens off the top of my head. Oh, no, it's their bench with their active, if I remember correctly. I think that's what Stevens does. But last recommendation, you can drop to 5 if they have 5 basic Pokemon on their bench. But now this one is basic, and I know Stevens was any. So I don't... It's going to be weird. Last is probably not going to see any play, especially if N is definitely getting a reprint. I'm going to see N probably in all decks, and probably last recommendation, probably none. Now, if it said draw number of cards equal to number of number of Pokemon on your opponent's bench, then I've definitely seen this being played, but since it's only basic, and you're not guaranteed to always play against a basic deck, then it's pretty much useless in some matchups, but it's still pretty good. The main thing is the Zygarde, the power memory, the Regirock. Those are some key things. And we got to look out to see if Mega Deontay is getting a Spear Link this set. Alright, next up, Blastoise, Venusaur, Pikachu, and red and blue collection images. So here we go. They're going to be $24.99. There's the Charizard one. There's the Blastoise. There's the Venusaur. And there's the Pikachu. Alright. So yeah, those are the cards. Charizard's artwork features Flareon and Matt. Okay, yeah, we're not going to worry about that. But there we go. Quick sum down. They're going to be $25. And they'll contain 4 generation packs. Alright, so there we go. Those are being released. Next up, Team Rocket's handiwork. Flip 2 coins for each has discard 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Now, this is actually a supporter card, so maybe it expanded. You could play this dual barring Magnet Zones and play 2 of them. But it's probably not. It's very gimmicky. It's definitely not the best thing to do. It's probably not going to see much play. You could maybe play with Durant to help discard cards quicker from your opponent's deck. But it is a coin flip, which is, but it is discard 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. So you can discard 4 if you flip 4, or if you flip 2 heads, and then you can VS Seeker, maybe flip 4 next turn again, use the Trick Shovel and Durant. Maybe it'll be a good. The coin flip is definitely what gets me. So it kind of makes it weird, like, because you're using your supporter card for the turn. And sometimes you don't want to use that because you need draw cards, but it's probably going to see one of Endurant decks. I can't see in anything else. Anything that mills out your opponents, I'll see this probably in a one of for sure. Next up is Jigglypuff from XY10, Pound, Rollout 10 to 20. Okay. Next up is Poké Tournament. Oh man, there's a lot to talk about this. If you're going to read it, I'll leave a link down below. Just know you can win $100,000. There'll be last chance qualifier at Worlds in San Francisco. So it's August. Any player can show up, compete, and get invited to a World Championship. The championships will feature the Senior and the Masters Division. 64 players will qualify for the World Championships. 16 players from North America, 16 from Europe, an unknown amount from Japan, and an unknown amount from the last chance qualifier for Seniors. It'll be top 16 with 4. There will be a preliminary list of Pokemon Tournament Championships is shown above to the right. All the tournaments that you can go to. If you're in Pokemon, make sure you look this up. I'll leave a link, like I said, down below. Check it out if you want to get more experience into it. Here's I'm gonna pull up real quick, maybe. So there's everything right there. North America, there will be the CEO, and I guess I say CEO 2016 in Orlando, Florida. There's the U.S. National Championship, and then the Evo in Las Vegas. So those 3 will get you an automatic invite to Worlds, but there's also the World's last chance qualifier. If you're in Europe, here you go. Those are some things you could do. United Kingdom, Germany, and Italy get those as well. So there you go. If you win these events, you get your World Championship. It's going to be cool to see. I wonder how big the line is for the World Last Chance qualifier in San Francisco. That line is going to be humongous. So if you're interested in doing this, and as soon as you see it pop up, you need to sign up for it ASAP because they will run out of spots fairly quickly. And last up, Red and Blue Collection Charizard EX will officially hit store shelves next Wednesday, March 16th. But you will surely be able to find it at some stores before then. The box is $25. Yeah, and here it is. There's the promo right there. I wonder how much the promos are going to go for. Like, Charizard EX from Generations is going for, it's going for a good amount right now, and I can't see the promo card going for that much, but you do get a bunch of generation packs, so there you go. Get a figurine, a little Charizard figurine. But there you go. This is Wednesday's weekly report. The thing I'm most excited about is definitely the fighting stuff, like the Zygarde, the Spear Link, not the Spear Link, the tool for Zygarde. It seems really good. I like the combo a lot. 200 damage might seem like an overkill, especially when you have Regirock. Strong energies, Fighting Stadium, but maybe it's needed. Maybe, if you need to take that one last knockout, you could do that. So it's pretty cool. The first attack by itself seems good. 40 damage just for having the stadium in play. Yeah, it's going to be very strong. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Which are you most hyped about? What was the most favorite thing about this article? Hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know down below if you enjoy Wednesday's weekly report. It seems like it's not getting a lot of love, and I just want to see if people are enjoying it. I still like doing it because I like reporting on what's happening in the Pokemon VGC world. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Alrighty.